Hey, Tiny Tea Prepper here again. I just wanted to do a quick review on some apple cores, fruit cores. You can do other things besides apple if you wish to. And the ones I have here, this is one I've ordered off of Amazon. It's for doing melons and stuff, things a little bit bigger, maybe pineapple. And here's one I bought from Walmart. And that one's a little bit smaller and it's mainly for apples. And then I bought this one off Amazon. And it's a little bit different from the other two, and this is strictly a core to take out the cores. If you notice, these here create the wedges that, for making it ready to eat. And what I was doing is I was making the apple marmalade, the jellies and jams and stuff. And so the first time I went, I used this type of apple core, which cut the wedges and stuff in the apples. If you remember, I didn't take the peels off those, and which worked out nice. But using this one was a little bit different from using the apple core over here, and I'll explain those a little bit about those when I get to that part of it. But anyway, just a little bit of notes about what you want to watch out for on these. We got two of these, and my wife noticed on those, the one that she'd gotten, I forget where it was from, one of those shows or whatever, the blade did not come down even with the bottom here. And if it doesn't come down all the way down, then I don't know if ours was faulty and got pushed up, or if that's just the flaw in the design of the other one. But this one does. It actually comes all the way down and works pretty good. But if it doesn't come all the way down here, so you want to check that. When you cut down, of course, the fruit's not going to be cut all the way through, and it's going to be hard to pull that back up through. And she just, she wasn't real happy with that. When I got this one, she goes, "Oh wow, this works a lot better." And the reason is because that blade comes down even with the bottom here. So you want to make sure that either by, maybe not quality control doing a good job, or either by poor design, or maybe that's something they want so it spread out. Maybe they want it to cut down so the fruit spreads when you get done. You can pull it back up through, but it's kind of a hassle. I've had a few of these that didn't quite cut. I just turn them over and I push them the rest of the way through. But you got to be careful you don't cut yourself when you're doing that, because these blades, they're not like a knife blade exactly, but they're pretty sharp. So you got to be careful with them. Then of course this is the melon one. This is a large, not an extra large. I really wish I would have gotten an extra large. While it says it can cut melons, it's more like for cantaloupe, that type of melon. It's not the big watermelons you get, just don't fit through there. Sam sold one that I didn't. They ran out of when I was there, and I wasn't able to. Didn't get one. I wasn't able to get one of the larger ones, and I thought that's what I was getting with this. But when it came, it was quite a bit smaller than what the extra large ones are. So this is probably 8 inches across here, which is just a little bit small for the big watermelon. So it works and works okay. It's just not quite large enough for what I like for the big watermelon. So anyway, now this one here, strictly an apple core, doesn't give you the dice wedges, and it has a tube. Just run this down through here to take out the core, and this goes in and punches out the piece that's left into the apple core out of your tube, so you can do the next one then. And works real well. And when I was doing the apple marmalade, I actually preferred this one here because it cut so much quicker. I could, if I didn't want nice even wedges like this one produces, this one I take a core. I'd probably do 2-3 apples to one with this one, because I just take core out, and if I wanted to chop it up, I just had a knife and I just cut, and it works slick. So I'd highly recommend this type here. Now they make some with serrated edges, I think, down here at the end, which I haven't tried that one yet, but I kind of think that might be good, because trying to get through that skin sometimes a little bit tough. You got to push a little bit harder and different things, but it wasn't that bad. But I kind of think if it had the serrated, where you just go in, twist it a little bit, it cut that skin and slide right on through. Same problem with both of these, that skin. And what they recommend on the melon is to cut the top off, and that way, the top of the melon before you start cutting down through, and that makes it a little bit easier to cut down through, and also gets rid of some of that rind at the beginning. This one, with the apples, you don't really have that choice. And the other part I had trouble with on this is when I go cut down through the apples. This is what took a little bit of time. Is once you got it started, you're pushing, and you got a lot more blades there to catch on that skin, so it's a little bit harder to push down through. And plus, it always seemed like it started a little bit crooked, and it was awfully hard to turn with all them blades in there to make sure it stayed centered on the core. So that's what I found. If you're only cutting a few for a meal or something like that, just works good and gives you nice slices to eat. But it was quite a bit slower if you're trying to do stuff like marmalade and stuff like that, if you're trying to cut them quick. This one here, it went through, and you could turn it as you're partway down because it just had the one cylinder here, so it worked real well for that. But anyway, I'd highly recommend this type, and I got this from Amazon. It wasn't very expensive, don't remember exactly what. I'll post a link down below so you can see which one I did buy, and I was real happy with that. This one I like if I'm doing wedges and just want something to eat with crackers, to dip in caramel or something like that. Yeah, I'd recommend this one. But just like I say, make sure you get the blade all the way to the bottom on it. Check that when you buy them. All right, Tiny T signing out. Hope you all have a good day.